Hello and welcome to Undead Gaming News, your one-stop shop for all things gaming. I'm your host Zombie, and first up this week, Embracer Group have revealed new plans within their interim report. After the release of the Saints Row reboot, they showed it met financial expectations. However, the same can't be said for the critical response, and as a direct result of that, Embracer Group have said Volition will transition to become part of Gearbox. But do note that this does not mean Volition is actually closing down or that its staff is being absorbed by Gearbox, as Gearbox are a publisher, one of several that are owned by Embracer Group. The Saints Row reboot was published by another one of Embracer's subsidiaries, which is PlayOn, but control of the franchise and the Volition studio is what's actually been transferred. In other news, Postal 3 has been abruptly removed from sale on Steam due to issues with its DRM system and because it's widely considered to be a miserable experience, and has been for its entire 11-year cycle. Developer Running with Scissors announced the game's withdrawal from sale in a tweet where they said, "With Postal 3's DRM issues and overall shittiness of the game itself, the game is officially no longer being sold on Steam. We didn't have control over the page, so we couldn't make it free before the DRM issues began. At least people will no longer buy that trash." Certainly an interesting way for a developer to be speaking about their own game, but at least they're being honest. Over on Ubisoft's side of things, a Ubisoft spokesperson recently revealed plans for Ubisoft games to be released on Steam again. They stopped releasing new games on Steam in 2019, and since then they were releasing their games on the Epic Games Store and of course Ubisoft Connect. The reason behind that choice was of course Valve's business model at the time was considered to be outdated by Ubisoft. They didn't specify whether all new games will be released on Steam or if it will be a case-by-case basis, but they did want to reiterate that their business relationship with Valve never ended, despite not releasing any new games on Steam in the past few years. And over on Nintendo's side of things, they've issued a copyright strike against SteamGridDB for images relating to their Switch games. And if you don't know, SteamGridDB allows users to upload custom images for use in their Steam library. Most of these are alternate cover images to customize a game's appearance in the library. It's also used when a cover image doesn't exist, typically when playing games through an emulator, for example. The DMCA notice relates to 6 games in particular: Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet, Splatoon 3, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Super Mario Odyssey, and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Although images remain for plenty of other Nintendo games as well. But they didn't actually raise issue with those ones, just the 6 titles I've mentioned. In other news though, it's that time of year again where games are being given awards through award shows. The one we'll be talking about this week is of course the Golden Joystick Awards, which have now been running for 40 years, and this year, after millions of votes, their winners were announced as the following. Best Storytelling went to Horizon Forbidden West. Still Playing Award went to Genshin Impact. Best Visual Design went to Elden Ring. Studio of the Year went to From Software. Best Game Expansion went to Cuphead: The Delicious Last Course. Best Early Access Launch went to Slime Rancher 2. Best Indie Game went to Cult of the Lamb. Best Multiplayer Game went to Elden Ring. Best Audio went to Metal Hellsinger. Best Game Trailer went to Goat Simulator 3's announcement trailer. Best Game Community went to Final Fantasy XIV. Best Gaming Hardware went to the Steam Deck. The Breakthrough Award went to Vampire Survivors. The Critics' Choice Award went to Elden Ring. The Best Performer went to Manon Gage for her performance as Marissa Marcel in Immortality. Nintendo Game of the Year went to Pokemon Legends Arceus. PC Game of the Year went to Return to Monkey Island. PlayStation Game of the Year went to Stray. Xbox Game of the Year went to Grounded. Most Wanted Game went to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And finally, the Ultimate Game of the Year went to Elden Ring. Which leads me to my question to you. What is your Game of the Year? Personally, my Game of the Year has been Elden Ring for most of the year, but recently, since I've been going through God of War Ragnarok, that's definitely topping the list now. But what's your Game of the Year? Let me know in the comment section below. And while you're down there, leave any thoughts on anything else discussed this week, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.